Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for for February 2023. We're going to jump right in here, Leo, and in your current general energies, you have this originality card and this protection card. I'm almost 1,000,000% sure that you had that originality card in the last reading or one of the last readings I did for you. Again, you are the opposite of Aquarius. With Pluto going into Aquarius, I would definitely be trying any of your original ideas. I would be trying anything new that you think that you could be doing. I almost feel like you're breaking a curse here, not legitimately. Look at this reading, Leo. This is amazing. 3 aces so far. I don't really feel it's a real curse. I just feel like maybe you feel that your story in some area of your life has been the same for too long, or maybe you've been experiencing some difficulties, and it's almost like you're breaking out of the trance, or you're breaking free from, really, that's what I feel. I feel like you're breaking free from the trance. That's the best way I could describe it. So I kind of really like this. Clearly, there could also be love coming in for you here. So if you're looking for love, could be a water sign for sure. I'm pretty sure you've been getting water with me in love for a long time. You also have this protection card here, so I feel like your original ideas are protected. I always say, I wouldn't be too worried. There's some fears showing up here, right? We see this here. Going here, 2 sevens to me is internal fears that don't exist. So if you're having fears about anything, I would let those fears go. You could also be fearing, some of you could have you kind of get this feeling of needing to overcome abandonment issues here at the end of the reading. Like if you're fearing getting into something new with a person because you've been abandoned in the past, this might be something you want to work on or heal or whatever the case may be. But I kind of feel like you're protected, or something original is protected. And it's for you. And I really get that feeling where it's some of you could be fearing competition, but it's if something's for you, it's for you. It doesn't matter. As I always say, it's if you want to have a YouTube channel, it doesn't matter how many people have YouTube channels. If you're meant to do it, it's meant for you. But I also get this in love. Again, you might be seeing a person who has a lot of options here. Could be this King of Cups energy, clearly. And, they could be a real knight in shining armor, and it looks good, but you're also fearing things with the 5 of Cups. And I feel like some of you need to kind of let go of these fears. The King of Cups is also about exploration, and he is about originality, believe it or not, because he has this ship back here, this boat behind him. And the boat on the King of Cups is very specific. It represents a time where we used to get on boats and we didn't know where we were going, like our great ancestors, right? They would get on boats and they didn't even know, at one point, didn't even know if they would hit land. So it's about discovering something new, but needing to go through the choppy waters to get there, right? And needing to go on the journey. So I feel like all your answers in life exist, but part of me also feels that you need to get moving on, exploring new ideas and things like that. You have the Ace of Cups here, so again, obviously, if this is a love offer, it is true love. I feel like this person is very truthful as well. You have the Ace of Swords right next to it. But again, I feel like maybe you've experienced liars, cheaters, stealers with that 7 of Swords. But this person, I feel very clearly, is a truth teller, and I feel like they are very truthful as well. You have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is a knight in shining armor, and it is someone who sweeps you off your feet. So if you're looking for love, definitely could be a person who really kind of takes your breath away here. If you're not looking for love, and even if you are, I always say that he is kind of dreaming. He's maybe imagining something much better in his life. He's looking into that cup. He's got that water in front of him where he could easily plant seeds, and if he did, the seeds would grow. So I feel like a lot of you could be, especially with that Ace of Wands, could be working on something in work or business, and it could be something very inspirational or creative going this way. I feel like the 5 of Cups is past disappointments. I feel like you need to let go of the past and focus on new opportunity. With the Ace of Cups, you have the 4 of Pentacles. Yes, holding on too tightly to the past, literally. So very simple reading. This first row, I feel, is saying it's time for you to focus on the new. I feel like you're about to experience something that you haven't experienced before. It's if all your relationships have been the same, I feel like you're finally experiencing something different. If you've been making money the same way for 20 years, I feel like you're about to experience something different. It could be at the same job or in the same business, but I feel like there's just a change, in the way that you do things. This card, normally this guy has a pentacle over his head and one over his heart. And I always say, one of my favorite people of all time, Greg Braden, says when your head and your heart become one, you can move mountains. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like you're coming into alignment. The Ace of Swords is above the mountains, so you're about to be victorious here, Leo. With the King of Cups here, you have the Three of Wands, and you also have the Knight of Swords. Definitely, somebody wants to move quickly here. So if you're attracting love, you could be attracting a person. Either they want to move fast or you want to move fast. Take it how it resonates. Three of Wands is also kind of like waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment. So I'm not suggesting that you rush, but I also wouldn't like hang around and wait with that Three of Wands. The other thing I would say is that some of you, I feel this is talking about just you expanding, not even talking about love here. I actually feel like you are expanding very quickly into the universe. But again, I wouldn't make like hasty decisions. The Knight of Swords is a hasty decision. I'm not suggesting that you don't make quick decisions, but I am saying if you're just blindly rushing into things, that's where you're going to have problems. If you're taking the lead with the Three of Wands and you're kind of like, the guy is normally standing at the top of the hill, he's looking out into the harbor and there are those boats in front of him. He's like surveying the situation before he makes a decision. So any important choices that you're making, I wouldn't wait too long, but I would also look at the situation, look at it from a bird's eye view, gain a new perspective, right, and then make your choice. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Temperance card. Yeah, I'm told this person is completely different. If you're attracting love, you're attracting something very, very different than what you are used to. Temperance is like turning one thing into another. It's a card of alchemy, but I also feel it's saying that you kind of attracted this into your life. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this Pearl card. It says hidden gem. I literally feel if you're attracting a person, could be like a hidden gem, right? And if you have the Switch card, it says magic curse. I really get this feeling that, number one, I don't really feel like there's anything unexpected going on here, just so you know. I always tell people, I label these rows, but I also don't try to make them fit. What I would say here is that it's almost like you feel like you're breaking a karmic like curse or a karmic, situation. I don't know what to call it really, but I feel like you're overcoming something because of all the aces. 3 aces is a major new beginning. Aces are 0. They kind of represent starting from, not necessarily starting from scratch, because I definitely wouldn't say you're starting from scratch, but it is kind of like starting over and being successful, being inspired. Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. Ace of Swords represents a sacrifice. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I really feel like you're kind of breaking a karmic curse or something like that because of a new opportunity that is entering into your life. Again, you have the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Emperor. This castle on the Ace of Wands is crumbling. The Ace of Wands represents out with the old, in with the new. Again, that castle is crumbling. The wand itself is something new, a passionate new beginning coming in for you. And what I would say here is that some of you could be grieving the loss of something here with the Five of Cups, but I feel like you need to turn around because there's actually something much more stable going on behind you. But if you're so focused on a loss that you're not seeing something that's right in front of you that could lead to success, then I feel like you're kind of screwing yourself here, Leo. So what I would say is that the Ace of Swords, again, there is a palm frond right here. And palm fronds in the tarot can represent sacrifice. There's an olive branch over here, which represents abundance. It looks to me like some of you could be finding a more abundant opportunity by letting something go. It's like sometimes I think we never know, like we might be going through something that seems bad on the surface, but what it leads to could be better than our wildest dreams. Again, it kind of reminds me of these games that YouTube is playing all of a sudden, right? I've been a little bit worried about it, but at the same time, I'm like excited where it's going. It's forced me to be like, hey, don't rely on YouTube. Not that I do rely on YouTube because I don't, but what I would say is it's kind of like opened my eyes more and got me to start diversifying and more this channel. It's gotten me to look into other opportunities and things like that as well that might turn out better in the future. And I kind of get that feeling where, in work or business, maybe there's a loss or maybe a boss is quitting or something, but I feel like it's opening up, like the opportunities that are coming are much better than you realize. It's like putting you in a much better position. And again, I don't even think it's like there's going to be a loss. I don't even feel that. It's not like you're losing money or something here. You have the Emperor. What I would say is I would definitely take the lead. Three of Wands is a card of leadership. The Emperor is a card of action and leadership. So I definitely feel it's time for you to commit to something, especially when we go this direction. Seven of Wands is a card of knowing that you know that you're going to be successful. It's a card of needing to believe something so deep down inside in your bones and your DNA that you literally make it happen. And I feel like that's what you're doing here. Four of Cups, I feel, is kind of like just too many disappointments. Sometimes I feel with the Four of Cups that he has been disappointed too many times and he just doesn't think that it's possible for him to be successful. But I feel like you need to prove yourself wrong here is kind of what I'm getting there. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Moon here. So again, mountains. Didn't we talk about the moon? or am I making that up? I'm not sure. But there are mountains in the back of the moon. They represent achievements. You have mountains on that Ace of Swords. So I feel there could be a lot of success coming in for you. But maybe you just don't see it yet. But I would keep pushing. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands. Basically, the universe saying I meant what I said. Very passionate new beginning coming in for you. With the Emperor, you have the Queen of Cups. You have the Queen and King of Cups. Divine counterparts coming in for you here. I almost feel like someone really has your heart. Again, I don't really feel it's unexpected. But if you're attracting a person, I do feel they're like a hidden gem, like that card. I do feel you could be wondering, like, why is this person single, right? But I feel like because nobody sees people think that, why are they single? I think that's why they're single. As crazy as that sounds, I think every single person, I think what you're going to find out about a person, if you're attracting new love, is that every single person they've been with thinks that they're too good for them and leaves them because of that. So it's like you're being rewarded here. I wouldn't, what do they say? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, right? I think that this person is good and you're good as well. So, again, if you're attracting love this month, I would just accept it, plain and simple. Next, what are we doing? What's coming towards you? You have this card that says, you miss the beauty when you are stressed. Be gentle with yourself. Be messy sometimes. Let it all go. Five of Cups. You have this card that says life purpose. You found your life purpose, creating the life you want. You're manifesting. Recognize that you have everything that you need. Yes, Four of Cups. Four of Cups. Four of Cups. It's like he has everything he needs to manifest everything he wants in his life. I always say that he's like trying to manifest a cake. These cups might have the flour, the sugar, the eggs, but he thinks that he's not getting what he wants because he just has flour, sugar, eggs. He doesn't have the cake. But if he just mixed it all together, he would have a cake, right? And then I feel like some of you need to do that. You have this Five of Cups, which again, that card said you need to see the beauty and not get too caught up in the chaos, right? And Five of Cups, he's lost his taste for wine, but it's like he's grieving the loss of something that he once enjoyed. He just needs to be grateful, and then he'd see something new behind him, and he would also see this bridge and this castle over here. So he gets much more than just two cups when he practices gratitude. So I would make sure that you're being grateful for the things that you do have, because I think that will lead to a lot of, kind of like a lot of success and abundance. I also feel that some of you this week, I know this is a monthly reading, but this week is the first week of February, the week of the 30th, I think, or something. And what I would say is like this first week of February, I would be having as much fun as you possibly can. Like do something fun, even if it's just one day, right? I think just having that, kind of zone out moment. Again, I don't know about you, but like if I'm working too hard and I'm not like doing other things, then I become very dull. So what I would say here is I would like do something fun, because I think it's in those moments, like when I go for a walk every day or do something else, that's when I get my best ideas, because I'm not like thinking about YouTube. I'm not thinking about my other businesses or anything else. I just get out of my head, right? You have the Seven of Wands here. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It's a card that says when you know that you're going to be successful, then you will be successful. So I do feel there's a lot of success coming in for you here with the Seven of Wands, but I almost feel it's like you have to believe it a little bit more. I do feel like there's something here about belief and believing that you're capable of doing something that you want to do. You have the Nine of Wands, and Nine of Wands says don't give up. Both cards, Seven of Wands, card of perseverance. Nine of Wands the card of persistence. Nine of Wands is the card of perseverance. Very similar energies that represent just don't give up on like some sort of goal, wish, or dream, or your life purpose, right? And maybe you have to find different ways of doing things. Like even this tarot channel, I'm like, oh, is YouTube going to ban tarot? It's like I could still do tarot, but maybe no one has to know that it's tarot, right? Maybe I could present these videos in a different way, right? So you never know. So what I'm saying is it's like, maybe you have to change some things. And that's kind of like what I'm getting here. Is like maybe you have to change the way you're doing things. Maybe you have to change the packaging or present it in a different way. With the Five of Cups, you have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, kind of not being afraid to build something new, not being afraid to be spontaneous, and not being afraid to be messy. That card says don't be afraid to be messy, right? Color outside the lines. I've said that about 10 times this month for whatever reason. It keeps popping into my head. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Five of Swords here. Yeah, again, I feel like you're fearing a breakup. Again, let those fears go. This person deals with this. Again, if you're attracting love, I feel like you're attracting a person where it's like they deal with this every single relationship that they're in, where it's like people think they're too that they are too good for them and they get broken up with. So again, I would let those fears go. Definitely popping into my head. Some of you could be leaving a liar, cheater, stealer as well. So if that's the case, different story. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Two of Pentacles. Work hard, play hard. Literally what I said. This card represents the fact that if you're working hard, you need to make sure you're playing hard. You need to make sure you're getting out of your head, doing things that you enjoy, enjoying life, all that other good stuff. I would make sure to do that with this energy for sure. Finally, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Orphaned card. This is a card of feeling left out in the cold, and I do feel for some of you, this is kind of encouraging you to, I feel like it's encouraging you to come out of the cold, basically. Again, it looks to me like you're breaking a curse, but she's just like sitting there not making any moves, right? And I feel that your first card is kind of the answer, is to mix things together, to start putting things together. Again, maybe you have all the ingredients you need to be successful, but until you take action, I feel like things are not going to move forward. So I would start like mixing things together, start putting things into practice here with the Four of Cups. You have the the Devil, and I do feel like the Devil is talking about separating yourself from any negative situation. It's kind of weird because you're like the only sign that I feel like for the past few weeks, past few readings, you've been getting the Devil and like the Seven of Swords. So I don't know if there's a person in your energy field, or it doesn't even have to be a person. I like to remind people that sometimes the Devil is just something that steals our energy. It could be a job. It could be a business. It could be anything, really. You're going to have to be honest with yourself, but I do feel some of you, it's like your future self is saying like, hey, there might be a situation that you don't want to get rid of, but getting rid of it is going to change your life in the future. It's going to make you feel much better. You also have the Seven of Swords here. Seven of Swords is lying, cheating, stealing, but what I would say is that I consider the Seven of Swords to be a good card. It's a golden card, and golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. So he's stealing these swords from this army in the background, and instead of going to war, he's being tactical. So I feel for a lot of you that instead of like facing something head on, there might be a more tactical approach to an issue that you're dealing with in life, and that's what I would be doing here. With the Four of Cups, you have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is doing things the same way. Every single reading I do for you, Leo, you have the Eight of Swords. So I feel like it's time to be spontaneous, to be messy with that Knight of Wands, to realize that nothing can be perfect. And I would just try to be spontaneous, like in work, in business. If you have a random idea, try it. It's like maybe it doesn't work, but what I really feel is that the original ideas, you have that original card, that the original ideas that come in for you are going to work so well that it's going to make the things that don't work worth it. So try it. With the Devil, you have the King of Swords here. Could be an air sign. I would be careful of that. I would be careful of anyone that comes in with rushing energy as well. Knight of Swords, King of Swords. To me, this could be a person who like rushes into your life and does like, oh, there's all this stuff happening. Something needs to happen. A person who just rushes into your life with an issue. I would be careful of that. This could be any person. It doesn't even have to be love. But again, you might have a person in your life. Maybe every time they have an issue, they come to you. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't help people, but I don't know. Sometimes people need to freaking learn how to help themselves, right? And I kind of get that here. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Lovers. I feel like there's new love coming in for those of you that want love, is what I would say. I feel like you're cutting out liars, cheaters, stealers. I feel like you only want honesty in love. So if you're looking for love, could be a new connection. That's definitely coming in for you here. But let's see. We're going to pull 5 main themes, and we're going to see what's going on for you. You have this fly. It says a period of ill health and depression. I feel like you're healing from this, actually. All those aces, are new beginnings. So I kind of feel you're healing. I want to see what this next card is. You have this tiger. It says doing something risky, taking a chance. I would definitely take a chance at this time. I feel it's a good time for calculated risk and to try. And for you, a calculated risk is just doing something new, doing something different. You have this bell card, and it says announcement on it. So there could be some sort of announcement that you're making. For some of you, I feel like you need to speak up more, or you need to ask for more. Something is popping into my head. It's like sometimes I think we're afraid to ask for things in business and work, but maybe you just need to start asking for things, maybe you just need to kind of like open your mouth, and why not? You have this tankard card. It says celebration, fun, enjoyment. I do see a lot of happiness coming in for you, especially because, again, it looks like you're breaking free from some sort of curse. Like I said, it's not really a curse. I want to stress. I personally don't really necessarily believe in curses because, trust me, I'd be dead if they were real. But what I would say is that, I feel you feel like you're having a breakthrough type moment. And that's probably why you're celebrating. You have this boat card. It says money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. Really nice. If you have any plans, I'm getting someone launching something as well. Like, we launch boats out into the ocean or into the water. So if you're launching something like a product, a business, anything like that, I feel there's going to be a lot of success for you. If you are not building a buzz, I'm hearing, then you need to build a buzz as well. It's like before you launch, maybe if you're not planning to launch something, maybe you should, is what this is saying to me. And I would build a buzz and really kind of get things exciting because I feel it could really increase your income. You have this unicorn. It says use your intuition to make beneficial changes. I do feel like you're being told what to do, like in your dreams and your daydreams. And I would be definitely paying attention to that, Leo.